Hello and welcome. I'm Andrea Urban and this is All Access Sports, your source for local sports. Joining me this week for her second time is Roya Burton.
Thanks, Andrea. I just couldn't stay away.
Let's get things started with Okemos basketball. Last night, I got a chance to attend the first annual Chieftain Madness basketball event over at Okemos High School, and the energy in that gym was electric. Take a look. Pizza, games, dance-offs, and more pizza. It's Chieftain Madness.
The student body here is so engaged in so many activities and athletic events. To have this many people here on a Sunday night was a tribute to our students and how much they are really behind not only girls and boys basketball, but all of our sports.
Both varsity teams scrimmaged, and they're looking promising for the upcoming season.
You play better when you have people behind you and cheering you on and stuff. I feel like if they keep doing this, a lot of people will want to come and support every sport event.
The first annual Chieftain Madness is underway, and the whole goal of this event is to get the community excited for basketball season.
Yeah, we want this to be an annual event. Again, this is a really student-driven event, and it's something to really get everyone excited for the season.
The Student Council put the event together, and they were more than pleased with the turnout.
It was a little surprising. We were super worried that because it was the first year and people weren't knowing what to expect, that people weren't going to come.
It's honestly just like really pleasing to see just like everything coming together and actually like going through.
Super cool to see where our basketball teams are and how much talent they have this year, and to get to support them and just cheer for them.
Many hope the event will continue over the upcoming years. In Okemos, Andrea Urban, HOMTV. And what a night it was. Both teams are looking more mature than last year, and we will have plenty of Okemos basketball highlights once the season kicks off. It's getting colder outside, and that means winter sports are upon us. Throughout the fall, Okemos winter teams have been prepping for their upcoming season. It's almost time that they hit the court, and our Sydney Robinson talked to the teams this past week. Check it out.
Fall sports are over, and now it's time for the Chieftains to transition into winter sports. I'm here at Okemos High School, and in just a few moments, we're going to go see what the girls and boys basketball team are up to. Come on in. The girls and boys basketball team are working very hard to prepare for the season coming up, and are very excited as well.
So we've been practicing for about 2 weeks right now. A lot of new things for these players. Coming in with a new coaching staff is always difficult because the players are used to something else, and now it's a big change. But we're really excited. We're, like I said, practicing hard. We have a couple scrimmages this week, so we're really looking forward to the beginning of the season, which is almost like next week.
Practice and teamwork seem to be the key factors when it comes to preparing for the game. 2 players on the girls basketball team gave their outlook on the upcoming season.
We're definitely working on playing aggressive D, running the court, and making sure that we're always running and playing tough D and being very scrappy, to say, and making sure that we're going for the ball and everything like that.
We're definitely working on communication. I think it's probably one of our biggest things, in pushing each other at practices, making each other better as players.
We then headed to the boys varsity basketball team, where they felt the exact same when it comes to preparing for their upcoming season as well.
There's a lot that we need to work on, but the guys are working really hard. They're really excited. There's a lot of talented players, so we're excited about what we're going to bring, and I'm glad we have these guys as a good representation of our school and community. Boy, it's kind of like starting. We do have enough returning guys where it doesn't feel like we're starting at square one. But anytime you're starting a season, it always starts with the simple things. So we're really hitting fundamentals hard and just getting in the things we need to get in to be prepared for the first game.
The expectations are very high for both the teams as they push each other to be great while playing the game. Other winter sports for Okemos High School include swimming, hockey, wrestling, and skiing. In Okemos, Sydney Robinson, HOMTV.
We wish all the winter sports teams good luck for the upcoming season. Many high school athletes strive to continue playing their sport at the college level. Okemos track and field standout Sophia Franklin did just that. Franklin signed her national letter of intent for none only but Michigan State University. Last year, she placed in top 5 for many events, including 100-meter, 100-meter hurdles, and the 300-meter hurdles. She placed 6th in long jump overall. Coach Walt Drent's program at Michigan State University is elite, and Sophia Franklin will be a great addition to this team.
As we dive into winter sports season, it's time to take a look back on the Okemos High School fall sports season. Okemos boys cross country were league champions for the 3rd year in a row. On the girls' side, they ended up qualifying for state where they finished 19th overall. Head coach Jack Wallace was proud of the continuous effort and hard work shown by his football team. Boys soccer ended up with an overall record of 14-5-4, but big upsets against East Lansing and Mason. They won the district championship over the number 2 ranked Portage Northern. The Chieftains would then eventually fall to the current state champions, East Kentwood. Boys tennis finished as the CAAC Blue Champions, where they were regional runners-up to the current state champions, Midland Dow. Girls volleyball ended up 8-2 in the CAAC Blue and an overall record of 23-19-3. Boys water polo had their most successful season in Okemos High School history. The teams finished up as the state runner-up against number 1 Rockford, but still held on to a district and regional championship. Girls swimming and diving finishes 3rd in the CAAC Blue meet, but have future goals of making it to state with a hopeful top 10 finish. To finish off Okemos fall sports, girls golf ended up winning their 6th consecutive CAAC Blue championship, and freshman golfer Severa Rahendra Nekalushi was the CAAC Blue Player of the Year. The team also won academic honors with a combined GPA of 3.898, the 2nd best Division II school in the state. That's all we have for Okemos fall sports, and on the December 5th episode, we will have a look to Hazlet fall sports and a season wrap-up for what's to come this season. Tune in to the December 5th edition of All Access Sports as we preview Hazlet winter sports, but before we end today, let's take a look back on their fall season. Hazlet girls volleyball finished the season with high hopes. After a district title win and losing in the first round of the regionals, they have a lot to look forward to next season. Senior setter Lane Valley had quite the season as she was voted the Lansing State Journal Player of the Year. High School Athlete of the Week Hazlet football finished with an overall record of 4-5 and a league standing of 2-3. The soccer team ended up with an overall record of 8-4-3 and a league standing of 7-1. Shin Nishimura was one of the standout players this season and one of the team's top scorers. Tune in next week as we preview Hazlet winter sports this season and continue to wrap up fall sports.
And coming up next, we have MSU OSU highlights from that game when we come back to All Access Sports.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
You may know about what's happened worldwide, but you might not know what's happening in your community. Connect with HOMTV on multiple social media platforms. Go to HOMTV.net to view our 24-hour live stream. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to receive the first-hand news updates. HOMTV, Flickr, and Instagram provides high-quality photos while also showing what we do behind the scenes. Just connect with us. Hazlet, Okemos, Meridian Township, HOMTV.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? You know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Welcome back. The MSU Spartans closed out their home game season this past Saturday against their historic rival, number 2 Ohio State. We take a look back on the 2016 season and look ahead to what comes next. Throughout the year, the MSU Spartans seemed to struggle on all aspects of the game. What seemed to be an adjustment after a couple key losses from the 2015 playoff semifinal team quickly turned into a year of rebuilding. MSU only managed a 2-game win season at home, not including their win at Notre Dame early in the season. Celebrating senior day and the losses of former teammates Mike Sadler and Mylan Hicks, the Spartans held on to number 2 Ohio State to a mere 17 points. After many had lost hopes for the Spartans, they made sure they proved to their fans that they would, in fact, be all right. MSU will play their last game of the road against Penn State.
Let's talk. So how did that Michigan State OSU game go down. So they kept them in there for a while.
Oh,
Michigan
yeah.
State kept the Buckeyes close. And
They did.
for Michigan State being unranked, that says a lot about them.
Oh yeah, and I think they always play better against a rival, and I think last week it was their chance to prove, you know, what comes next for them. It was senior day, it was the last home game of the season, it was cold outside, it was snowing. The weather may have came into play, but you know, this is a team that averaged 45 points a game in college football. I mean, that's why they've held on to that number 2 standing, and for the Spartans to really prove themselves defensively meant a lot.
What does this say about Mark D'Antonio and his team when every time they face Urban Meyer and the Buckeyes that they can show out?
You know, I think it's just, you know, when you play that rival, you know, just as it was against Michigan, you know, I think it's the same thing against Ohio State. I just think you're going to come into that game with a clear mind, and you know, you're going to play your heart out. And I think for the seniors who had a bit of a disappointing season, this was their chance, you know, to show everyone, you know what, like, we still have this, and whatever comes next for the Spartans, you know, we're going to show it. And I think they did. I mean, that is probably the lowest that Ohio State has scored this whole year. And I think that, you know what, they proved to us, like, we'll be okay. Maybe not this season, but next season we will be okay.
What I was going to say is, you mentioned that we will be, or they will be all right. Do you really truly believe that their next season they have some hope?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this was a learning year for everyone. It was a lot of young people. You know, we had a lot of seniors on that team, and I just think eventually, as you know, through the winter conditioning and you know the spring ball, you learn from your mistakes, and I think this was just a learning year for the Michigan State Spartans.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Roya. Coming up next, we have a charity basketball event between local policemen and firefighters when we come back to All Access Sports.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Welcome back. Last weekend was a battle of the badges at Hazlitt Middle School as the Meridian Police and Fire Department faced off for Home TV's Malcolm Keenan has the story.
The Meridian Township Police Department played against the Meridian Township Fire Department in a charity basketball game. The event brought a lot of the community together and raised money for a very needy cause.
Some MSU students that work for the police department, the cadets, took it upon themselves just to do this, to make this happen, to raise money for the annual party that we do every year for kids of need throughout Meridian Township and surrounding areas.
It's just halftime here at the Police versus Fireman game. The game has been going very well. The police lead 16-4, but believe the firemen might be able to pull it around.
It's going pretty good. We're down a little bit right now. They got some great players out there. They're shooting the threes like no tomorrow, but we're going to catch up the second half.
The police won with a very hard-fought game.
I think it went really well. You know, it was competitive at times, definitely, but I think everyone had a good time, and it was all for a good cause, so I think it went really well. We just came together and, you know, got here and made sure everything was all the tables, and the school helped out a lot, making sure everything was ready for us, and we just came prepared and got it all set.
Activities included a 50-50 raffle, a canine meet and greet, and an appearance from McGruff the Crime Dog. In Hazlet, HOMTV, Malcolm Keaton.
The police beat the firefighters 47-25 in the end, but the real winners are the kids. They ended up raising $4,000.
And coming up this week, actually in 1 week, 2 weeks, we've got our first regular season basketball games for Okemos and Hazlet. Let's take a look. So we've got Okemos High School facing Holt, and they're at home, and that's on December 6th at 6 p.m. And also on December 6th at 7 p.m. at Hazlet, Hazlet is hosting Alma. Let's check out the girls basketball game. Now these two teams will sound familiar to you guys. Girls basketball, we've got Okemos and Hazlet facing each other on December 2nd at 7 p.m. and that will be at Okemos High School. Both these teams are looking very positive this year. The matchup will be very good between both of these girls. Hazlet has always been the better team over Okemos, but now Okemos has a new coaching staff, Kristen Rasmussen from the WNBA, and she's going to bring a lot to the table for Okemos girls basketball. So this matchup should be outstanding. And that is all for this week's edition of All Access Sports. I'm Andrea Irvin.
And I'm Roya Burton.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at HOMTV.net. And I am HOMTV Andrea.
And I'm HOMTV Roya, or on Facebook, HOMTV Roya Burton.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.